Women everywhere should have the right to education and to pursue their dreams.
You know, when women are treated with dignity and respect, wonderful things happen. They become unstoppable and they become empowered. And that's a great thing.
Hello friends, it's Rizwan. Today's story focuses on the role of parents in educating their children, especially girls. Before I proceed, I want to ask you a question. Do you agree with the famous quote, if you educate a man, you educate an individual? If you educate a woman, you educate a family? You can write your responses in comment section. Today I want to talk to parents and their children. First of all, parents. I know you all love your children. You make great efforts to make sure your children are happy and healthy. But are you taking care of their education too? I want to emphasize on educating them properly. I know most of us in Pakistan are poor and we can't afford much. Because of poverty, we send our boys at a very young age to garages, shops, and many other workplaces just so they can bring home some money. We limit our daughters to household chores. This is a big mistake, dear friends. No matter how much poverty stricken you are, you can still educate your children. You can still send your children to schools. If you firmly decide to educate your children, many options will come up. God will ease your ways, and the result of all these efforts, hard times, will impact on your lives greatly. I guarantee you, after a decade or so, depending on the ages of your children, you won't be as much poor as you are now. Your children will be earning much more when they are educated than what they can earn at the garages or shops. Your daughters can do almost all of the works that your boys can do if they are educated. Above all, your children become good human beings, civilized and kind and caring when they are educated. So dear parents, you have to fulfill your responsibility. You must invest in your child's future. Your investment will bring you huge profits. I guarantee you. Trust me, you have to be patient and keep on investing in your child. Your support will encourage your child to believe in their dreams. Your support will give them confidence and courage to earn an education, be good human beings, and of course get a good job so that they can support you when you grow old, when you can't do any work. So dear parents, you have to believe in your children's abilities, especially abilities of your girls. They can't do anything without your support. I want to give you some examples of some parents because of whose support their daughters could make a difference in the world. Malala Yousafzai would never have become what she is today without her parents' support. Benazir Bhutto would never have become Prime Minister of Pakistan without her parents' support. Arfa Karim would never have achieved Microsoft certification at that young age without her parents' support. So dear parents, your children, including girls, can also achieve what these famous women could. If you support them, your children can also do what these women have done. So please support your children. Not just your daughters, your sisters, but all other women that need your help. Support as many children as you can. You are the people who can make or mar their futures. Let me tell you a hard truth. If your children do not complain about the work you have given them, if you have sent them to garages or shops, if they do not complain today, They might argue about not sending them to schools when they are grown-ups, because people regret not going to school in their adulthood. When they when they mature, they wish they had earned education in order to lead better lives, in order to earn name and fame. So dear parents, do your best, play an important role in lives of your children. I might be too demanding, dear parents, but remember one thing. Your children will represent you when they are grown-ups. I repeat myself. Your children will represent you when they are grown-ups. You must be wondering how on earth I know these things. You might be saying, do I practice what I preach? I'll answer these questions at the end of the video. Now let's go read and listen to the story. After the story, Joe Todd, one of my Canadian friends, will share his thoughts about today's story and theme. Later on, I will talk to your children, the students, the youngsters. So watch the video up to the end. Before we go and listen to the story, I want to tell you that this story is in my first book entitled The Reflections. You can buy this book from any bookstore in Larkana City and Khairpur to read more stories. Enjoy the story and Joe's comments. I'll be back in a while. Stay tuned.
The Power of Education. Author Rizwan Ahmed Memon. Shama woke up early in the morning to give grass to the buffaloes. After the cattle have eaten, they don't make a mess while I milk them. Her father, Abdul Shakur, used to say to her, Shama was responsible for providing food to the cattle before her. Father woke up and milked them. While Shama fed the cattle, her mother Rashida made tea. If I drink tea before I milk the buffaloes, I can milk them better. He always said to his wife, like her daughter, the mother was given the responsibility of making tea early in the morning. The man had limited both women to only chores. Shama did the chores all day. She had been admitted into school, but her father would not allow her to attend classes. Her friend Neelam used to tell her every day what went on there. Shama, yesterday the principal announced the date of exams. Are you going to take them or not? Asked Neelam. I must appear for the exams at least. I must complete my matriculation. I know my father won't allow me to study further in college. What about the stipend? When will they give it? My father asks me about it every day. You know I have made him greedy with the stipend. That's why he allowed me to enroll. Yes, poor sister, I know your story. Well, there's no talk of stipend in this school so far. While they both were talking, there was a rattle at the door. Open the door, sister. The cattle have returned, said Kalaim, her younger brother. Give buckets of water to the buffaloes. They are thirsty, shouted Abdul Shakur as he came in from letting the cattle graze. Ashim, oh, Akayam, uncle. Neelam greeted him. When will the government give you money? I think they tricked the villagers into getting girls enrolled in schools, said Shakur without replying to Neelam's greeting. No, uncle. They will give the stipend soon. If they don't give it this month, my girl won't study anymore. Uncle, she doesn't study. You just make her do the chores. That's our wish. You'd better go away before I call your father. The month passed, but the girls did not receive the stipend. Shama's father didn't allow her to take the exams. She and her mother continued to do the chores and live under orders. On the other side, Neelam continued her education with the support of her parents. Father, I feel bad for Shama. She couldn't appear for the exams, Neelam said to her father Fatah. Why? Because of her father, you know. Oh, poor Shama. In our Shind, the government does take measures for girls' education. However, there is a need for awareness as well. For centuries, there have been barriers for girls in our society. Neelam, I couldn't get a degree, but I know the importance of education. I want you to work hard, study properly, reach a good position one day, and be an example for people like Abdul Shakur. Yes, Father, I will make you and my dreams come true. I want to help Shama, but I know If we introverted, her father would fight us. And he would say, as always, I will decide my daughter's future for myself. It's none of your business. Yes, Neelam. That's why I am silent. Otherwise, I would have talked with him. Days kept going by. Neelam had finished her intermediate education and had gone to study at a university in Islamabad. As soon as she completed her education, she was offered a job in the government sector. She returned to her native city, Larkana, after 9 years. Neelam has changed everything for her family. They are richer and powerful than before. I wish we had sent our girl to school too, Rashida said to Abdul Shakur. Father had fewer buffaloes than me. Even then, he could afford the expenses of his daughter's education. I would never have guessed the power of education. Now that I have seen Fatah driving his big car, I do understand that knowledge is powerful. Abdul Shakur repented. Neelam came to see her old childhood friend Shama. Abdul Shakur was amazed to see Neelam beautifully dressed. He looked at Neelam and Shama. Tears rolled from his eyes, and he fell on the ground. As Shama saw her father falling, she ran to him. Father, Father, are you all right? She asked. Yes, I am. Forgive me, my obedient daughter. I have destroyed your future. In fact, I have destroyed the future of our whole family. No, Father, it wasn't my fate. You have done nothing wrong. Daughters like Shama always respect and value their fathers, no matter whether they are right or wrong. The girls of Sid, the poet Latif's land, are always simple and humble. I can make your future bright, Uncle, said Neelam. It's too late. It is never too late. If you allow Shama to live with me in Islamabad, after some years, she will be like me. Shama means a beacon. If you ignite the beacon, it will light up the whole room. And if you extinguish it, it will cause only darkness. Shama's father thought he had already made a big mistake, so this time he should be open-minded. He thanked Neelam for the offer and happily allowed Shama to go to Islamabad and study from scratch.
Hi there, my name's Joe Todd. I'm a voiceover artist, I'm an actor, movie maker, and a father. And I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart. On a global level, women aren't being treated fairly. They have fewer rights, fewer political representation, they're higher risk for health, safety, and it's disgusting. I'm a Canadian and we treat our women a lot different. We have a long way to go, I believe, but we do treat them a lot better. No, this video wasn't made in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. It's March 2019. So this is still happening on a global scale. And it's not right. But good people, like Rizwan, but like a good friend of mine, Rizwan Ahmed, Rizwan wrote a book to create awareness for this global epidemic. Because it still is an epidemic, folks. He wrote a beautiful story, a very sad story that had a great ending. But the basics of that story was, there was two girls. One girl was in a family with progressive parents, where they allowed their child to be educated, and this turned into good opportunities for her. She was able to get a good job, be respected. The other girl wanted these things, but her father was not progressive. Her father to put her to work on the farms, gave her a lot of chores to do, and said it's not a woman's place. But once he saw what the other girl accomplished, he realized that he made a mistake. There are some great women that have done so many great things for our society. How many great women are out there that are being suppressed, that are being told that they're not to be educated, that could be changing our world for the better? I got a few examples for you. Maria Curie, 1867 to 1934. She founded the new science of radiology, which she went on, that scientific research went on to cure some cancers. We have mothers, daughters, sons, brothers, fathers with us today because of the work she did. She was the first woman to get a Nobel Prize. We all know the story of Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks did something simple. Well, it seemed simple at the time. At the time, in America, there was segregation. White people were at the front of the bus and black people were at the back of the bus, and she had to give up her seat. But she was strong. She refused to give up her seat. She says, no, not giving up my seat just because I'm a black woman. Because I'm a human being and I don't deserve this treatment. And that sparked a movement. And now they are treated as equals. Because black people are no different from us. They have 2 eyes, a nose, a mouth, ears. The skin's different. That's it. Their heart's the same. They put their pants on 1 leg at a time like everybody else. We can have women have equal rights globally. Just as we did. Just as Rosa Parks stood up. Because look what we could be missing. So join me and Rizwan in the good fight. And let's make this world a better place. Let's make it better for women everywhere. Thank you.
I hope you not only enjoyed the story but also learned something from it. Now I want to talk to your children. So young boys and girls, let me tell you a hard truth, a fact that might surprise you. I hope the love that your parents show at this age remains the same always. But with the passage of time, when you become grown-ups, tall like me, it will decrease. The money that they give you today, they might not give you when you become an adult. You yourself will feel awkward to ask for money from your parents. Your conscience will not accept taking money from them. Instead, it will prompt you to earn and support your parents. If you do not earn when you are grown-ups, your parents will somehow be complaining about you. Let me tell you, friends, they somehow will change. It is a fact. Their attitudes will change. Yes, it is a fact. If you don't earn, they might be complaining about you. They might give you examples of their friend's son, saying, look at Rohit, he earns 30,000 a month and instead of giving us, you take from us. They will be complaining about you. So friends, you have to wake up now. You have to gain skills and knowledge that will help you get work easily when you are grown-ups. If you do not work hard in your studies, if you do not develop your skills, you will face difficulties finding a good paying job. I hope you understand my messages and will apply what I have told you today. So back to earlier questions now. How do I know these things? Actually, I have gone through these circumstances myself. So I feel it is my responsibility to create awareness about these things, these issues. I have seen the love of my family and their carelessness. I exactly know how it feels when your family changes, when they stop supporting you, when their attitudes change. If you want to read more about my life, you can read my second book, Innocence and Foolishness. You will learn many important life lessons from my autobiographical story. You can buy this book from any bookstore in Narkana City and Khairpur. I can also send you my books to you via courier services. So you just leave me your order at my WhatsApp number 03433846385. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. Just research and just search author Rizwan Ahmed Memon. Apart from watching my videos on YouTube, Facebook and Vimeo, you can also watch my videos on my website rizwanahmedmemon.blogspot.com. So viewers, if you loved this video, please share it and spread these positive messages. all of you who have been watching this video, it somehow becomes your responsibility to create awareness among those parents and children who do not realize how important education is and what are its impacts. Please talk to them, help them realize how they can change their children's lives. Tell them instead of sending their children to garages and shops, they must send them to schools. I hope every single viewer of this video will try his or her best to play their part in creating awareness and helping the children who are the victim of child labor or any suppression. Please take a step, start at your home, your street, your city. From today, make a pledge that you will work for the education of children. You will fight for their rights and that you will educate at least one or two or maybe more children by sponsoring them or through any other way. If you love my work, consider making donations. I'm working on a school for the poor and orphaned. I'm raising funds for the construction of the school. Help me in this cause. If you want to contribute, please contact me at my email rizwanahmedmemon@gmail.com or on my WhatsApp number 03433846085. To find out more about my school project, take the news bar in my previous video based on the story The Lost Breath. You can find the link in the description. May God help us all. Time to say goodbye to you. So until next time, goodbye and happy studies.